Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah and in today's video we're gonna hang out and market prep together. So I have several things to talk to you about because I've been crocheting a bit more recently and I haven't really filmed it. The first thing is I finished this dragon, and if you saw my last video you saw me working on it. She's officially finished. Here are the spines. I decided to do little spikes on the back instead of fluff because I didn't have any yellow fluff and I didn't really want to do cream because it didn't match well enough. I think the spikes are adorable and I will be repeating them on the second one. This is a custom order for a family member, so I have to send photos of this one to him first, make sure he approves of it, and then I'll start the second one later, probably soonish. If you're curious how I did the spikes, I did a slip stitch and then I skipped around and then I single crocheted. I chained 2, single crochet in the second chain, and then single crocheted in that same stitch again. It's very similar to what I did for Daisy the Dragon, but it's just on a smaller scale with single crochets instead of double crochets. Hopefully that made sense to you crochet-minded people. But the other thing I'm working on is a pattern test for the amazing Megan's Handmade Plushies. She has been a tester for me. She's one of my trusted testers. She always does a great job testing my patterns. I trust her feedback, and she's just really nice and kind. So I applied to test it. Even though life was crazy last week, I decided that this could be a welcome distraction. The thing that I'm working on is her newest monster pattern. As you can see, mine is not finished yet. He's got a lot of pins in his head. I decided to go with these eyes. These eyes are from Sweet Beans Crochet. She made them special and they have little moons in them. So I decided to use these eyes. I actually wanted to do a dragon with these eyes. I didn't like that direction. So instead I went with this little monster. And the plan is to use the same gold that I used here to make the belly details. You see there's little sequins in it and stuff. I plan to use that gold to kind of embroider some little stars all over, kind of tie in that galaxy theme. And then I do think I want to do some facial details, some eyebrows and something, but I don't want this guy to look angry, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. The other thing is I wish that I had sunk the eyes in one more. It kind of frustrates me because I didn't notice until I fastened off that the eyes could have been sunk in more. They're honestly not that bad. It's just this yarn is a lot thinner than this yarn, so I could have sunk it in another click, so I did one full click and I could have done 2, but next time I make a monster, which I do plan on making another one of these before the test is done, if I have the time of course, then I'll sink the eyes in properly. But this is Baby Bear, which I have no idea what's happening to this yarn, so I don't know if it's going to be able to be purchased anymore, but I did get some colors so I could work with it and I really love it, so it will be sad if it does go. That is the little monster that I'm working on, and then I did another commission, which I'm going to show you really quick. So it is a cat couch, which is not something that I had planned to make this year, but it's really cute. It's not 100% my color, but I do think I did a great job with the shape. It's kind of, the only thing I would change is that make this panel a little bit longer so it sits better in the corner, but it's fine. It's for a cat. The cat isn't gonna notice, right? But I did all these details. White braid, kind of surface crochet all the way around. I'd probably never make a cat couch again, but maybe I might. And then I do have one more thing to show you, but I'm gonna clear the desk first because it's looking a little chaotic. What I want to show you relates to the computer because I realized I haven't actually talked a lot about what's going on online in a while. Usually I talk about this more, but I haven't recently. So we'll start with Instagram. I released a free pattern, which I said I wasn't going to do anymore, but I did anyways. This is a free tutorial on my channel though. If I scroll all the way to the last image, there you go. You can see the thumbnail. This pattern is super cute, super tiny, works up super quickly. So if you're interested, it's out now and ready to go. It's on my YouTube channel as well. Not as popular on my YouTube. This pattern is pretty popular right now, which is good. That is the mini bee pattern I'm making for my minis bin. Now that pattern is out and you guys can crochet it if you want. The other thing is that I've released quite a few patterns recently. I have released 5 this year, which is pretty good considering last year I think I released 3 by the time March rolled around, so not too shabby if I do say so myself. The first pattern was my braided puff blanket, and then Bailey the unicorn, which she's very popular and I'm so glad you guys like her. It's the first pattern that I released this year in this style, so I'm really happy that she's getting all the love. But then I also released Edmund the elephant in the same style, and then Holly the Highland cow, she's also in the same style. The photo is different, but I think she looks cuter in Skinny Chanel, so I wanted to stick with that for the cover photo. And the last thing was Jenna the Giraffe. So for all of you who wanted justice for Jenna, she's out now. Yeah, Jenna the Giraffe is out now though, if you're interested in that. And then the last pattern I'm releasing is my cow pattern, which is based on Holly's pattern, but obviously in cowl form. She's got these really pretty spots on the back and everything. Udders, optional udders, of course, but I don't know if I'm going to stick with the name Carmen. I don't love it. You've been warned, it'll probably change. We'll see what it turns out to be though. That's all the updates and everything. So if you're not following me on Instagram, highly recommend you do, because that's where I post tester calls and everything. So if you're interested in that, you can just head over there. I always have it linked in the description. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think the rest of my day is going to be very boring, and that is editing a video that should have been out yesterday. So no more fun stuff for us. We'll definitely talk later though. So I intended to film an update yesterday morning and I completely forgot. And then actually it wasn't just forgetting, it was also I got busy. But then this morning I was like, maybe I should film an update. So the sun is out and everything is really pretty. I also didn't do that this morning. So here we are. It's kind of late at night, so the lighting isn't the best, but we will work with what we have. Worked on this pattern test for Megan's handmade plushies, and I'm going to show you the second one I made. So this is the first one, and I'm absolutely certain I already showed it to you, but I'll show you the second one. Here is the second one. So she's a pink version. Scooch out of the way. So I decided to give the arms some stripes, which that wasn't the funnest thing in the world because color changing is not the funnest, but I did use my new bee tutorial color change method to do the arms. So I mean, it wasn't the worst. It's definitely not something that I would want to do again. I was thinking maybe like every 2 rounds to do a color change might be prettier because the stripes will be a little bit more pronounced. I still think it's adorable. I gave it a circle belly just like this one so that they could match, and then I also gave it a booty because they had to match, so I did that again. And this time I gave her some fluff in the ears, which I think are super cute, but then I felt like I had to give her some armpit hair. That might be weird, I don't know, but I think it's funny. These guys are little monsters, so it makes sense that they have these kind of characteristics. But I used these gorgeous eyes from Sweet Beans Crochet. This is the pink glitter with the white eye. So pretty. And then these ones I also did with Sweet Beans Crochet eyes. So cute. I'll have her shop linked in the description. But like I said, this is Megan's handmade plushies, her newest pattern. Not 100% sure the release date, but I'll put it up on the screen if I find it. This is closer to what the original pattern looks like with the 2 horns and then the ears. So this one I just did 1 horn because I sewed the ears on flat, and then these ones I folded the ears over it, and it kind of gives it almost like a gremlin type look. So that is one thing I worked on, and then I also applied to another tester call and was picked, so I did work on that one. So I'm gonna grab it, show it off. So here's the start of the second one. This is actually the first time I've crocheted a bunny in this body type. I feel like it's a really popular style, but this is officially my first time. It's also a lot bigger than I had intended it to be, but I think it's super cute. I gave it big old eyes. I think it's gonna be really cute. But this is Beauty and the Beast bunny. I'm planning to make Beauty as well, or Belle as well, but I'm starting with Beast because that's what she selected me to test. And I need to give him some horns, and then I need to make his super awesome outfit, which I'm gonna work on tonight. So far this pattern is really straightforward. It is really super cute, and I feel like it's a little customizable in the terms of you can adjust the yarn type so it can be bigger or smaller. I use Yarn Bee's Cozy Occasion for my Beast because this is like the only yarn, size 6 yarn, that I've come across that comes in this nice brown. Side note, I wish I had thought about this earlier because I could have made those blanket sea turtles and used this for the shell. I never actually received the burnout yarn, and on top of that, I haven't ever been able to get my hands on a color like this in burnout blanket. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I for one have never been able to find the color. I'm gonna make a bell out of this ivory so that the size matches. I was thinking I'm gonna sell them as a pair, and then I hope to have them both finished before the end of the tester call, before the deadline, so that they can have their photo taken together. But this is the start of it though. He still needs his nose, which I think I'm actually gonna do a darker nose, and then he needs his horns, and then obviously his outfit. So I'm gonna work on that tonight, see how far I can get. I'm gonna be using Sweet Snuggles Light for the outfit, so we'll see how that turns out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I've been working on. I will make sure to check in with you guys a little bit sooner this time, and hopefully when the sun is out tomorrow, but no promises. to give you all a really quick update before I have to go make lunch. But the sun is out now, and I know if I don't film this, I won't get it later. With the sun, I mean. I finally finished this bunny beast pattern. So the jacket is a little bit too big, and that's my fault. So I think I'm going to go ahead and remake it, even though I really don't want to. I hate making clothes. It has nothing to do with this pattern. This pattern is absolutely adorable, and it is totally worth every step, but just clothes in general, I just can't stand making them. Which I don't know exactly what came over me when I applied to this tester call, knowing that there'd be clothes, and I still applied. Sometimes it's nice to get out of your comfort zone, you know? I do want to work on Belle as well, which I got some of that lighter yarn, and I'm gonna make like a closer to a white bunny for Belle, and then I'll make her dress and everything. Honestly, don't have too much of an issue remaking the jacket because I never use this blue. This is the first time I've ever used this blue. So I don't have an issue remaking the jacket, and I do think it'll be worth it. I think it will sit a lot better. The main issue is that I didn't change my hook size like I should have, and I knew I should have, but I didn't. So then I am working on another project, and it's a market prep item, so let me grab it real quick so I can update you before I finish them all. I know what you're probably thinking, and you're probably thinking, Sarah, do you really need more sea turtles? You have so many. And that is accurate, yes, that is very truthful. But these velvet turtles are my favorite. So here's the finished one in purple, and they sell really well for me. I personally really love these. They do take longer to make because it's the larger sea turtle pattern. This is my own pattern to free on my YouTube, but this is like the larger version. So it does take a little bit longer to finish them, but I've been batch making them. All of the colored ones I have a green, purple, pink, and a blue. None of those colors sold at my last event, which is pretty good because that means I don't have to remake them for this event. They didn't sell at the last event because it wasn't as big as I thought it was, not because they don't sell. If that makes sense. It obviously makes sense. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I want to say if that makes sense after every line. It's dumb. I know it's dumb. Anyways, focusing here. I have 5 of these green turtles I'm finishing, and then I have 2 more upstairs. My total will be 7 of these guys plus 12 more of these guys. I have 3 of each of these, but I'm going to work on these today and get them done. I realize that I have about 6 weeks left before my next event, so I really need to focus on the market prep side of things and stop getting distracted. I'm not going to be applying to any more tester calls unless it's for somebody in particular. That's just how I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on the market prep. I mean, I have a lot of inventory, but there's a lot of little things that I haven't gotten to yet, especially minis. I haven't gotten to those like as much as I want to. Rambling is finished. We're gonna go make some lunch, and I'm gonna work on these sea turtles. I'm also editing a video, which is super boring. Hopefully I'll have that done today. That's your update, and I'll check in with you in a bit. Here's my little army of sea turtles officially finished. So I do have 2 more of these guys in storage, and then like I said, I believe I already said this, so I'm not gonna repeat myself too much. But I do have 19 total now. I'm trying to decide if I should make 1 more green one just so I have an even number, or just accept the fact that it's uneven and not be too bothered by it. I do have enough yarn and eyes to do another one, so I might just end up doing that. It is currently the 11th, so I have about a week left on this tester call for this beast. Let me move these turtles out of the way. I wanted to remake his jacket so that it sits better. Pants also don't sit as well as they could, but I adjusted the body, so I think it's fine. I mean, I adjusted like the gold part of this clothing, so I think that's fine. It just really needs a better sweater or jacket. So I think I'm gonna work on that this morning. I want to work on Belle as well so that we have the pair. So that's what I'm going to start doing because I want to be done before the tester call's over, of course, and be ready with photos and everything. I do need to give the rest of my feedback too, so I'm gonna remake the jacket and go back over the clothes and everything because that's the stuff I didn't address yet. That is what I'm gonna work on this morning. I will check in with you in a little bit, and hopefully this jacket will fit a lot better by the time I'm done. I hate the idea of remaking it because there's a lot of color changes on this, but I do think it'll be worth it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. So I just finished remaking the jacket for Beast, and as you can see, it sits a lot better on him. I also have some pins in the back so I could take photos, but I'm going to work on Belle eventually, hopefully start her tomorrow. There are a couple of things that I want to work on. Belle is also a priority, so we'll see. His tie is a little oversized because I did use the bigger hook for that, but it's fine. I think he's still really cute, and then I can't wait for him to have his other half. I'm just envisioning them both standing together, and I think it'll be super cute. So I'm definitely going to work on her soon though. Here is my current project that I'm working on. This is the Belle the bunny. So I have the Beast here, and this will be Belle. So she's nearly finished, or at least the bunny part is nearly finished, and then I have to make her dress. I did all of this yesterday though. I am working on another project. It is a continuation of that white and yellow dragon I made. I'm making a second one for a custom order. So I'm trying to decide if I should finish this body tonight or work on that custom. I'll show you in just a second, but this project doesn't have too much longer on it, thankfully, and I do think I'll be able to finish it in the next couple of days and then be actually just totally done with this pattern test. And like I said, I'm not going to be doing any more pattern tests, even though I really want to, even though I'm really tempted sometimes. I also need to get back to designing some patterns here soon, which I don't know if I'm gonna get to that, honestly. I might just wait on that type of stuff until after my event. That way I can just focus on the market prep. I plan to really focus in April, or on April 1st is when I really plan on market prep, because my event, if you haven't been here, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, my event is in April. It's at the end of April. It's that last weekend. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday on that last weekend. So I don't have much time left to market prep, but I think I'll really focus on that market preppy stuff on April 1st, and then on those 20 or so days, just focus on that stuff. I'm still gonna be market prepping. It's not to say I haven't been. I definitely have been market prepping, so that's not really the point. I think I've kind of rambled on enough, so let me show you the green dragon I have. It's actually right here. It's not actually made out of this, but I am using this velvet yarn to start magic rings, which if you haven't seen that, crochet foundations, highly recommend if you work with Chanel yarn or yarn that easily breaks to use a size 4 yarn to start your magic ring. That's pretty much what I had on hand because I didn't want to come back up here and get the skinny Chanel that I normally use. This is the dragon I'm currently working on. I've got 2 ears, 2 arms, and then the body and all the surface crochet. That's the word I'm looking for. All the surface crochet is done, so the tail detail's done and everything. This guy is weighted, which there's only so much beans I can put in the body, which I don't actually use beans. I use plastic beads because I'm not going to go bad or anything. I filled the body all the way up with 14 ounces of beads. And then I think this is honestly plenty heavy. It'll be over 2 pounds by the time it's finished. Thinking I might put beads in the feet so that it's even weightier, but I am going to decide that tomorrow, honestly, because I still need to finish all the other details. I'm not going to get to sewing everything together right now. That is the plan, at least. I think because of that, I'll probably just work on this bunny and see if I can finish it tonight. That would be the best thing, honestly, is to just finish this test. I'll check in with you in a bit, and hopefully by the time I check in with you, the bunny will be finished, and maybe the dragon, depending on when I update you. Between last night and this morning, I managed to finish Belle the bunny, which here's what she's looking like right now. I've got some pins in her ears because I was taking photos, but I ended up making the dress a solid color, even though the pattern, she does make it with 2 different colors, a light yellow and this golden color. I don't know about anybody else, but I haven't been able to get my hands on Sweet Snuggles Light in a lighter yellow since it started having production issues, and even before that. I mean, I think it's been probably 6 months now, and I haven't been able to get my hands on any of the light yellow. And I only have a little bit left. I didn't think it would be enough for this, but then also I prefer to keep it for emergencies instead of just using it on a project. But I still think she looks really cute without the multiple colors, and I still think it matches and everything. It almost gives more like a sundress feel because of it, but I still think it's really cute, and I think it's very recognizable still. These guys are finished, which means I'm done with the pattern test, thankfully. I'm going to send photos and everything later. We'll see when, but later. And then I am working on my dragon now that I finished the bunnies. So this is the weighted one. He's nice and heavy, which is really hard to show on camera. I do plan on weighing him once he's finished to see his total weight. I do have a bunch more things. I haven't even really started, so everything I said last night is pretty much what's happening right now. I'll update you in a little bit. I have exciting news, and that is my commission is finally finished, and I can finally go back to focusing on just market prepping and just pattern designing instead of having to try and do everything. You know, pattern testing, commissions, pattern designing, and then market prep. So now we're a little bit more chill. This is the weighted dragon. I ended up putting weights in its legs as well to make it a little heavier. I found that just the weight in the body wasn't enough for me to I really wanted it to feel weighty. So that's what it is. It feels heavy. I think I did a pretty good job. For the body, I sewed a whole new bag. I did kind of like an oval shape for the weight in the body. That way it could sit in the body really nicely. And then I just did some basic little bags for the feet and kind of just shaped them with my hands so that they would fit in the bottom really nicely. But I say the only thing is that for crochet, if you do decide to weight your plushies, don't expect it to feel the same as like a plushie that's made out of cloth. For some reason, at least this is in my experience, maybe it's not always the case. And I do think it changes depending on yarn type, but usually the beads are going to be a lot stiffer than just like a cloth bean bag in a cloth plushie, if that makes sense. I mean, you could always put less beads and no stuffing in, like for example the arms or the body, which I didn't have room for stuffing in the body. You could always remove any stuffing you have and that would help make it floppier. I do think depending on your yarn type and even your tension, just expect your weights to be a little stiffer. And honestly, as long as you don't put it in the head, which I've learned my lesson, don't put heavy weights in the head because you can hit yourself with the head. But if you put it in the body and then even in the legs if you want to, I think it balances out a little bit more. Body is definitely stiff, not like a plushie you would get at the store with beans in it. Just wanted to put that out there, that crochet definitely has a little bit of a different texture in that regard at least. Now this custom order is finished and they're both identical. I decided to go with the basic horn instead of the two-pointed horn that my willow pattern originally comes with. That's because he didn't want anything extra on these, so instead of putting the wood details and the flowers and stuff, we just kept it basic with the dragon design. Now that these guys are finished, I can set them aside and I can actually get back to market prepping, which I did start yesterday because I finished the green dragon pretty early in the day. But what I prepped was a hippo. So this is my own pattern, it's Haley the Hippo, and I'm working on a pink one right now, and then I'm going to make one more gray one. She turned out super cute in this light purple. Her head's real chubby, but she's a hippo, so it makes sense. I really enjoy this pattern, especially out of all my little patterns, because this one is definitely the fastest workup. It only requires the legs to be sewn on, while most of my other patterns, they have at least 6 pieces, if not a 7th piece for the tail. Yeah, this guy works up the fastest. There's also no color work or anything, so I mean besides the toes, but those are pretty straightforward. I'm working on 2 more of these guys, and then I do plan on doing a full inventory at the beginning of April. So April 1st I'm going to pull everything that I own out and do a real thorough inventory, and that'll tell me how many of these I actually need. I did have some things written down before I put everything in storage. I want to be 100% sure what I have and what I should make. I do think that I probably won't need any more hippos. I do want to make a larger hippo pattern, which I don't know if I'm going to get to now or after the event. We'll see about that. I mean, all in all, this pattern is one of my favorites because it works up so quickly. I finished this guy in maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Not too bad. But this morning, I'm actually not going to work on hippos even though I want to. I'm going to work on my dog pattern, which I keep saying I need to work on. I think it's been like 4 weeks at this point, 5 weeks at this point. Life has been really busy, so I've got a good excuse, I guess. I will start working on this, see how far I get. I was thinking of making a tutorial, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe I'll make one in the future after the pattern comes out, just because got a lot of things on my plate with this event coming up. It's just been a lot to try and get YouTube tutorials and stuff ready, because it takes a lot of time to film them, edit them, and then get them all ready for posting and everything. So I do guarantee that there will be a dog tutorial eventually. I just don't know exactly when, and it might come out after this pattern comes out, the written pattern comes out, that is. I think this husky though, kind of a little bit of a subject change. I think this husky I could easily make a German Shepherd colors as well. I don't really have that dark brown right now, but I do think that could be at least a note in the pattern. I'm probably just gonna make a golden retriever neck. I don't know, I think I might just stick with like, let's do a black dog and then the golden retriever, maybe a white dog or something. And if people think they're cats too, then that's okay, I guess. Anyways, I'm done talking a whole lot. I'm gonna go work on this pattern, and I think I'm gonna take you along with me while I do that, if I remember to get some clips. We shall see. This morning I finished this dog here. So this is in the husky colors. The only thing I really changed with this was the nose. So on this one I didn't love how big it is from the side angle. So I tried to adjust it so it was a little more dainty from the side. Camera really doesn't want to focus, but what I did was I put some more stitches on the bottom here and less on the top. So I think that looks better sitting on there. I tested the color work again with this pattern. Then I'm going to work on some more colors. So I currently have a couple planned. One will be solid colored, which is what I'll use for the base pattern. If you've purchased my Sitting Kitty pattern, it comes, I'll just show you right here. So it comes in the solid color, but on the next pages I have color changes and stuff written down. I think there's 3 or 4 pages worth of color changes. You have white paws, white face, white tail, and then tabby and calico markings. So I kind of want to copy that because this is based in the style of the Sitting Kitty, the dogs are, and I want to kind of do that same thing with several different color change options. I was originally thinking of making different breeds, but if I make different breeds, I'll have to change the ear shape and the face shape. I just don't want to do that right now. I want these to be, there's already enough work in this pattern without making it more complicated. So we'll just focus on the color changes, at least for now. I'm thinking maybe in the future I might design more of these with the different ear shapes and face shapes and stuff. But my next plan is to do some, here, I'll just show you again. I have looked up some dog colors. I originally looked up dog breeds, and that was way too complicated, like I said. So I looked up dog colors, coat patterns, and stuff. So I'm basing it off of this image here. And I'm gonna make a saddle one, and then probably a black and tan, because this one has less color, this one has more. I can just adjust that in the pattern, write little notes on how to change that around and everything. But I have the colors here, this orange, and then this really dark brown. I think that'll be super cute. And then I also have a couple other colors here. I don't know if they're 100% dog colors, so I feel like this one isn't 100% a dog color either. There's that. I definitely will be making a solid one, like a golden retriever kind of preemie dog, and that'll probably be the one I use for the tutorial. So I might end up making 2 of those, we'll see. For pattern photos, I do want to make a solid colored one, and then I'll have photos of these guys in the pattern for the color changes and everything, just like I did with the cat pattern. That is the update with the dogs. And then I also, if you saw here, I made some more hippos. So I made this green one today, and then I started this pink one yesterday, but I finished it today. It's this kind of mature pink, dusty pink. And then I made a traditional gray one. I do want to make one more of these guys in blue. Haven't decided the actual color yet, if I'll do like a darker blue or a lighter blue. All in all, I think I have 6 of these guys right now, and then I'll have 7 when I'm done. We'll do a proper count in April and see 100% for sure how many I have. I think 7 hippos is plenty, honestly. I like making these hippos because they work up really quickly, but out of all the other plushies I make, they're not as popular. But then again, I also haven't had too many color options on the table, so I guess we'll see how popular they are. I would have loved to make a whole rainbow, but I don't have any of the light yellow yarn anymore. The Sweet Snuggles Light. I don't remember what that color is called because I never look at the yarn color names, but if you buy Sweet Snuggles Light or Chanel Home Slim, you probably already know that they are going through some strange stocking issue, so hopefully they'll fix that. There's no guarantee that they will, at least from what I've heard. If you guys have any rumors on that, definitely leave them in the comments because I am interested. I would prefer not to have to switch yarns because I do really love this yarn. Sometimes you'll get a bad skein, but if you know what you're looking for, then you're pretty much all set. And I've been crocheting with the yarn for a long time, so at this point I know what I'm looking for. I only get skeins that aren't good when I desperately need it. I'm not talking about those velvet ones. I was talking about before they started having production issues and making that terrible yarn. Rambling off about yarn, like I said, if you have any details, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what the rumors are as of this moment. I'm going to go back to working on the puppies and get the spotted colors done. So it'll be the orange and brown. And then probably tomorrow I'll start with photos with the solid colored ones. I'm happy to see the puppy pattern moving because I felt bad for showing it off to you all and then sitting on it for a long time. So hopefully the tester call will be up soon. Life's been kind of busy, so I don't know when, but I'm sure I'll find out by the next vlog. So I finished another puppy this morning. I started it yesterday, and then I think I probably filmed that actually, so I don't need to explain it. I made the husky to write down the color work for the husky, and then I made this spotted dog to write down the spot. These will be like mix and match. You can change the spots as much as you want. I have the spots on the foot, both the front paws and the back paw. There'll also be color change options to like make just half the paw a different color or the whole paw. Like for the husky, like for this one, you can see half of the paw is white and the other half is gray. I'm not 100% in love with this one because I feel like the gray could have been a prettier gray, but I think it is a cute dog. I do think that's probably all I'm going to do for the color work side of it, and I'll probably just stick with the 2 different color works, and then you can mix and match them as much as you want. For the actual pattern, I need to make a solid one, which I'm going to get to shortly. I'm actually going to end the video here. I really do want to keep filming and talking with you all, but I obviously still need to post things, and I can't just talk infinitely without editing and stuff, all the boring computer work that is. By the time you see the next video, there'll probably be a tester call out for these. I'm not 100% set on that, but potentially. I do have an idea to start making my next Animal in the Floppy series, so I had a hit of inspiration yesterday, so I'm going to start working on that soon, and then I'll keep working on these dogs, keep chipping away at them. I know some of you are really excited for the tester call, so I appreciate you. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but as I'm sure you all understand, life is busy, and I can't just do pattern designing like I want to, because I'm trying to balance all these different sides and aspects, which is, it's hard work, but it is definitely worth it. I'm gonna stop rambling now, and if you're interested in the next market vlog where I continue to ramble, it'll be out in a couple weeks. We're getting pretty close to this event. I think we probably have like 3 more vlogs before we actually get market results, so hopefully it goes as well as I think it will. When we get closer to the event, I will give you guys my expectations and stuff and all the statistic stuff. That's pretty much all I have. Thank you all so much for watching to the end. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and your support is honestly just crazy. It's mind-blowing. So I just appreciate everything about this, and I appreciate all of you sticking around, and that's pretty much it. So I will see you later. Bye!